to do these live shoots at night whenever I have the opportunity. Excuse me, I'm about to sneeze here. Very unprofessional. Don't have a cough button out here on the good old YouTubes. So I thought I would, and I hope you can hear me well. I didn't bring my, excuse me. Wow. I'm sitting near some plants. There's a kind of like a pergola or something out here, and above me, you can see a little bit up here in the right-hand side, and I think there's pollen, and that's what's making me sneeze. So I apologize if I keep sneezing. Oh boy! Oh whoa! This was a false start. But let me see if I can pull myself together and recover. This is live streaming. This is the beauty of live streaming. You never know what's going to happen. Got to keep an eye out behind me. I'm out here. It's a little after 10 o'clock, and I decided to do a live stream for you guys. I haven't been doing that many live streams during the day. I've been working a lot, and that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. I'm kind of switching up my game plan. I'm still talking about my primary content, which is acting, directing, editing, and I added a final one onto that, artificial intelligence. Because I've been using, I know a lot of you have been watching my channel, and you see that I do a lot of talking about artificial intelligence. So I'm really into it as far as this channel goes and creating content. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my new game plan. It's not completely changed. Like I said, I'm going to continue with my core topics, acting, directing, and editing. And I tagged on to the end of that artificial intelligence because I use that a lot. I use it a lot, more than I thought. And I got my little list here, and I told myself I didn't have any paper in my car. I usually have pads in my middle console, and I don't know, I guess I used them all, or they were cleaned out, or something happened to them. So I don't remember what I did with them. And so I had to get some makeshift paper because I promised myself that I love to do these live. And as I look back at some of them, I have a tendency to talk to you guys like I'm talking to someone sitting next to me. And I like that. That makes me want to do these because I don't have to do so much planning. But I do need to have a agenda. And that's what I did. I scribbled down my little agenda on here. I used to do that all the time when I first started, but then I got a little lazy, to be honest, and I started winging it. So on my agenda, let's see what I have. I have collaboration. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I'm going to talk a little bit about comedy that I'm doing. I'm going to talk a little bit about casting. I'm going to talk a little bit about writing. And then I'm going to wind up with a little bit about editing. So there's a lot I want to get to. That's why I love doing the lives, because you guys can watch it now. You can stay here with me on the live stream. I am streaming here. I love this thing that YouTube has now where you can stream horizontally. And if you check the little checkbox, you can also be posted vertically in the live stream. So this will show up later for any of you that don't want to watch it now, or you don't have the time, or you may want to come back later and see what I was talking about. But I'm also appearing in the live stream. So I really love that. I guess that was a few months ago, and I've been using it a lot. The last time I did it, I made a little mistake, and I was on my new iPad and didn't realize until I finished the stream that I was holding it vertical, and I was supposed to be holding it horizontal. But I got my phone horizontal now. So let's get right into it. Collaborating. I've been, from the very beginning, trying to collaborate with people. In my real life as a filmmaker and a director and an actor, everything I do is a collaboration. Everything I do is a collaboration. Actually, my acting is obviously a collaboration. My editing is a collaboration. My directing is a collaboration. And I have to say, too, the truth is, my artificial intelligence, why I like it so much, because that's a collaboration. I collaborate with artificial intelligence like it's a graphic artist, a video producer, help with script writing, coming up with ideas, bouncing ideas back and forth. So everything I do is collaboration. And I was in a rut. To be honest, I was in a rut for, what was it, past 3 months. Started to slow down and slack off a little bit here on YouTube. I was coming on here more doing my live streams for you guys. And let me make sure I got my eye line right. Yes, I do. I've been coming on here more at the beginning, doing my live streams more frequently. And I want to try to start that again. That's why I decided tonight. I said, make a little list. I'm down here in Los Angeles, not too far from the LAX airport. I'm picking someone up and their flight is a late flight. So I decided to come down early and sit in the car, think of what I was going to talk about. So I brought my materials with me, my camera, obviously, and I brought my iPad. I decided to stream with the phone. It's kind of easier to stream with the phone when you're out someplace like this, where I got to keep looking over my shoulder because I'm out here in the middle of the night. And I'm not in a desolate area, but you always got to keep your eye open. You always got to keep your eye open. So anyway, back to collaborating. There I go, going off track. Back to collaborating. So what I've been doing recently, I work with an acting teacher. I'm in California. He's in New Jersey. He's a producing partner of mine, and we produced probably over 10 or 11 films together over the years. We started working together in, it was 2001, I think, we did our first film. And we did a bunch of films together, direct-to-DVD projects. And some of them actually made money, some didn't, but we kept working together. He now runs an acting school called LaGuardia Acting School, and I work for him, doing the editing of the projects that he shoots with his students. So I pitched him an idea to create a series here on YouTube. And what I wanted to do, I pitched him the idea to collaborate with him and some of his acting talent. I've been editing things for his class for probably going on 7 or 8 years now. And over the years, I've watched and edited some of the top students that he has who are very talented actors and actresses. So I've been thinking about how I could collaborate with them, how I could work with them remotely. Again, like I said, I'm in California and they're all the way in New Jersey. And so I came up with this idea, and what I am doing is producing a series. We're co-producing a series, and we collaborate with the actors. He connects me with actors who are interested in collaborating, and we create content, and we're putting it here on my YouTube channel. So that's one of the ways I'm continuing to collaborate. I've been working here, also collaborating with some local talent here in Los Angeles. But, one thing I found out, and somebody opened my eyes to it, one of the people I'm collaborating with. I've been out here in Los Angeles for over 30 years. And when I first moved out here, it was the end of the 1980s. That's how old I am. And I produced my first film probably about a month after 2 months after we got out here, I think, something like that. I can't remember exactly. But in those days, I had no problem finding people to collaborate with. And that kept the same thing going all the way up till probably it started to slow down. The people willing to collaborate probably didn't start slowing down until maybe 2010 or somewhere around 2010, I started to notice it. But recently, now that I'm back here on YouTube, again, I always tell this story real quick whenever I bring that up. I've been on YouTube since the very beginning. I've been here over 20 years. I think YouTube has been in existence 21. And the first 18 or 19 years, I used YouTube as a portfolio. And so last couple of years, about a little over a year ago, I decided to start moving forward and working towards monetization. So that's where I am right now. But again, collaboration. And that's what I wanted to do here on YouTube. I know a lot of people make it on their own, do it on their own, but I want to bring those skills that I've used my whole life, actually, as an adult, my whole adult life. I even started collaborating in college. So my whole adult life, I've been working in this field in some capacity, and I've always been collaborating. And that's what I want to do here on YouTube. So it's finally starting to work. The reason I put that on my list is because I'm happy it's finally starting to work. I'm even starting to see the needle move on some of my videos, my whole videos, not shorts, solid videos with some substantial running time. So I'm starting to get some views. And it's taken a while, it's taken over a year, but the needle is finally starting to move. And I want to thank you guys out there. I have my core audience, well over 1,000 subscribers, and I continue to create content that I hope you're enjoying or you're looking at some of it. I know you are. And my goal is to bring more comedy here to YouTube. I'm starting to notice more. I am starting to notice more. I don't know, maybe it's because I started to look at some and then they're starting to feed me some. So I don't know if that's it, but I'm starting to notice more. And I do kind of dark comedy. So that's what I'm doing here on YouTube. And it's going to be it's going to be a hard sell. I know it. I'm not Pollyanna. I know that my brand of humor is a harder sell than the slapstick stuff. So, but I'm going to keep pushing forward because I see it starting to move. And that is exciting. That is exciting. And it's coming from collaboration. When I start now finding people to collaborate with, talented actors and actresses, and I'm starting to work with them, and we bring our resources together, and the needle is starting to move. You guys are starting to recognize. I apologize for the sound. I didn't bring my wireless microphone. I have a wireless microphone that connects right into my phone, but I forgot to bring it. But I didn't want that to deter me. I wanted to go ahead and do this, even if I have bad audio, because I know you can hear some of what I'm saying. I decided not to let that deter me, because my plan was to come out here and shoot something tonight, and I'm doing it. So I'm going to stick to that. The next thing I wanted to talk about, I jumped into comedy, which is what I focus on as far as creating the content. Again, my main subjects are acting, directing, editing, and now artificial intelligence, because I use artificial intelligence to generate video so much. And that's working out well. I'm getting people to watch it, and I'm getting less and less and less of the naysayers saying, oh, this is AI slop. And you know what? I can't really get my mind around that, because I'm making content with a purpose. I'm making content with thought behind it, with scripts behind it, with planning behind it, with editing behind it. I'm not just grabbing some crap and throwing it up there because I can do something with AI. I'm using it with a purpose. And again, I'm a firm believer that here, as a creative, AI is a tool. AI is a tool that I'm going to use. And it's just like if I decide to paint in oils or draw in acrylics. It's just like if I decided to edit on a Mac or a PC. It's just like if I decided to create the script by writing it freehand or writing it on my typewriter, or in the olden days, my word processor. So I don't buy into that crap that AI is no good, that you shouldn't use AI. That's small-minded. AI is just a tool to create content. The AI can't knock on my computer from the inside and say, hey, James, why don't you make this? James, here's an idea, do this. No, I turn it on, I log on, and I tell it what to give me. If it's not what I want, we collaborate. I use it as a collaboration tool, and it works out great. It works out great. So again, I'm not gonna get off on that. I wasn't really planning to talk that much about AI. That's why I have my handy dandy list right here again, because I want to try to stay on topic. And it's really helping me because I'm drifting, but I'm not drifting that much. Let's talk about casting. I mentioned that a little bit. I'm spending more time planning who will be in the video. So that's giving me more ideas and more creativity to bring people in who can add to what I'm doing. I'm working right now with a video that I shot from a young actress from New Jersey. Again, she was a referral from my producing partner, who now owns an acting school, and LaGuardia Acting School. I'll put that in the description so you can go check out his school if you like, if you happen to be in the New Jersey area or the New York area or Pennsylvania. He's one of the best teachers out there. And I'm not saying that because he's a friend of mine or a business colleague. The guy knows his stuff, and he really can help actors shine, especially if you're new to the business. and you really want to try to see, test the waters to see if you have the stomach for this business. It's not easy. I'm not going to get off into that because that's going to be another subject. I'm an actor myself, and I'm a character actor. Didn't start out to plan to be a character actor, but that's how things turned out. That's why I say if you have the stomach for this business, it's not easy. Everybody doesn't make it to the top. But again, state of my list. So casting, I'm finding some top talent who are willing to collaborate with me. And as this continues to grow, like I said, the needle is starting to move. My videos are getting views, more than I've gotten since I started focusing here on YouTube. Now, my shorts have always been great. I could put a short up and I can get lots and lots and lots of views, but the shorts aren't really helping me that much. But I also figured out a more strategic plan for my shorts to try to let you guys, if you're watching me now in the feed, go to my channel and check out my video content. Look at my playlist. I have lots of playlists because that's how I want to organize it, because I'd like to build those watch hours. So I'm using shorts to try to get people over to my channel to watch some of my playlists. That's my game plan. And I know it's not groundbreaking or something that everybody else isn't doing, but strategically I'm trying to use those. I have some really micro shorts also. I decided to go back to the micro shorts that I started with, and they're having more success because more people are looking at them and they're following that link back to my channel. So that's what I want, and that's what I've been trying to do. And if you see something on my channel that you like, please share it. Please post it on Facebook. Help me out a bit. I appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do that. Go down there and click onto my channel and subscribe to it. Again, I enjoy sharing my knowledge. And again, my goal is to make some entertaining content here for YouTube. And again, I know there are a lot of people out there doing it. I'm starting to see more, which is good, because when I first came back, everybody was just doing all educational content. Now, there's nothing wrong with it. I've done it myself when I first started. I talked exclusively about acting, directing, and editing. And I got some viewers. I built up a small following here, which I thank you guys. And I'm going to keep talking about that stuff. But I'm also going to start focusing seriously more on building up the variety humorous content on my channel, because comedy here on YouTube has always been a winner. It's always been a winner, and it's a great place to come and find some little funny stuff. You'll find some shorts that you like and watch it. Go to the channel, explore it. Not just my channel, anybody's channel. I know a couple of YouTubers who are very successful right now, and they inspire me. They're much younger than I am. I know I watch a couple of older YouTubers around my age who create original content, and I learn stuff from them. Most of the older guys that I watch are doing the how-to and that kind of thing. I could do that, but I'm not interested in that. I want to create original content. And I think one of the driving factors behind my desire to create original content here is that for years, I told you I started making films professionally after I graduated college, and I moved out here to Los Angeles. I made my first film. And so I've been going and dealing with gatekeepers all my professional life. And the beauty of YouTube is that I don't need to deal with that anymore. I don't have to worry about that. I'm sorry I keep looking around because, like I said, I'm outside and I'm exposed. I'm sitting under this little pergola. You can see the plants right up here, but I gotta keep an eye open. You always gotta keep an eye open, especially at night when you're out here and you're doing something weird. People start looking and somebody may come over and try to get a little too close. So I'm a big guy. I really am not that worried, but it's still dangerous because a lot of people out here in Los Angeles carry their knives, and they are not shy about using their knives. So I keep my eyes open. But again, casting. I've been spending more time on casting. Also, next on my little cheat sheet list, don't worry, I'm getting to the end right here. My little cheat sheet list is writing. Now that's something that when I first started working towards my monetization, I wasn't really planning that out too much, because one thing I did when I first started, I basically talked about everything that acting, directing, and editing. Stuff that I know like the back of my hand. You see how long I'm talking right now. If I'm focused in on low budget filmmaking, if I'm focused in on union acting, if I'm focused in on SAG, if I'm focused in on editing, digital editing, nonlinear editing, if I'm focused in on storage, whatever I'm talking about, that's what I talked about. I talked about stuff that I knew like the back of my hand. So I didn't have to really write that much or plan that much. I just needed to pick my topic and start at the beginning and start talking. So, I found that was valuable at first. But then I started thinking, is this the direction? Is this sustainable? Is this where I really want to come here and just do educational content? Now, see, I've been a teacher also. In addition to my acting, I've been a teacher. I taught on the college level. I taught on the high school level. I taught on the middle school level. And I also taught at adult school. So I've done a lot of teaching. And again, I love teaching. I love talking about this content. I love talking about what I know and bringing information to people. But that wasn't, that wasn't the only thing I wanted to come on here and do. So again, my goal has always been to get on here and create original content without dealing with gatekeepers. Because as a filmmaker, as an independent filmmaker, you have to convince so many gatekeepers to look at your project, to put your project in the festival, to show your project to distributors. The distributor has to decide whether they want to pick up the project. And I've been through all those, levels. I jumped all those hoops, and I jumped through all those hoops. And then sometimes you'd get to the end and you'd get the distribution deal. I've had some of my pictures distributed, and you can find those online. Look in the link and you'll see my IMDb if you haven't ever looked at my work. And you go to the directing part, and some of my films have been distributed by Lionsgate, Bella Vista Pictures, a number of small distributors, but another couple of other bigger distributors. I can't remember their names right now, but you'll see all that on my IMDb. And sometimes you make money, and sometimes you don't. After you're jumping through all those hoops, jumping through all those gatekeepers. In the last few years, I've actually made more money selling films that I made in the 90s because they kind of made a resurgence, and distributors have been coming to me, smaller distributors that are exclusively looking for projects that were produced in the 80s and the 90s. Again, I shot my very first feature, and it was 87 or 88 out here in Los Angeles. And that was my very first feature. And I just kept on going from then and doing my union acting. Kept on going all the way. Still up to this day, I'm going out on auditions. I'm booking jobs. I'm just not booking enough to live off of. I'm not a recognizable face, but you can go on my IMDb again, like I said, and you can see some of the work that I've done. You can find that at the link below. And my last section I want to talk about, writing. Did I say enough about writing? I spend more time on writing. Basically, that's what I want to talk about. I spend more time writing these projects now, and I think that could be why my needle is starting to move, why my needle and my full-length videos are starting to move. You guys are starting to see them. YouTube is starting to push them out a little bit, so I'm going to keep doing that. It takes me a little bit more time, obviously, but I'm going to spend more time getting here on the live stream, because if I have my little notes, I won't ramble so much. I'm still going to ramble. I enjoy rambling, but I have my notes to bring me back, to give you guys some valuable information, because that's what I want to do. I don't want to just get on here and just totally ramble, but I want to give you the information, and you can grab that out of there. And in between the information, you'll get some rambling. So I love telling stories. I love talking about the work I've done, and I love talking about sharing it with young people. And so that's why I'm here. Okay, let's jump to editing. That's my final section for tonight. Editing. I am spending much more time editing now, and I think that's another reason the needle is starting to move. Because once I spend the time on the planning, which is the casting, the writing, and then I'm going to spend more time on the editing. Because most of the content that I produce it to be edited. So that's the thing. I don't do very much live stuff, except for this, what I'm doing right now. If you see it, if you're watching me in the live feed, and go to my channel, find out what I'm doing. what I've done and find out who I am, and stop by and watch some of my playlists. But as far as editing goes, I'm spending much more time. And it takes more time, obviously. Editing is time consuming. And I split it up. Like, as a matter of fact, I just finished a project I put up yesterday. A new video's up in the video section. If you go to my channel, you can see it. But it's on the top of the list. And but I spent more time editing that. I spent much more time than I did in the past when I first started about a little bit over a year and a half ago back here on YouTube, focusing in on the monetization. And editing, obviously, you know, you spend more time, you make it better, you think it through, you plan it out, and it comes out a lot better. And so that's what I've been doing. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. And the way I'm going to supplement that is with these live streams. And I'm so happy that my live stream can be multi-purposed now. That's why I'm shooting horizontally, because I'm supposed to be in the live feed right now doing this live stream, and then YouTube will also take that and make it into my 16:9 widescreen to put on my channel. So I'm going to wrap up now, but I'm spending more time making this content, and I think because I'm putting much more thought into it and planning, and I'm finally over that hill where I'm finding people who will collaborate with me, talented people. So that's the thing. It was very hard at first. I couldn't get anyone. I started to think, oh, I want to tell that little story before I wrap up. One of the people I'm collaborating with, I asked her, a young woman in her 30s, and I asked her, I said, I want to ask you something. Maybe 30 years ago, I would have so many actors, actresses, crew, camera, all kinds of people to collaborate with. But now it's like pulling teeth. You can't find anyone anywhere. I actually run paid ads. I actually pay people, not a lot, but I pay people who don't have that much experience, and I can teach them because I do know what I'm talking about. I've done this, and my work is verifiable. I'm not some guy out here that's saying he's done it or saying he can do it. I have a proven track record that can be looked up, that's verifiable. I'm not an A-lister. I don't mislead people. I made a bunch of B movies, and I sold B movies, and I'm still selling B movies. And I act in A projects. I act in union projects. I'm a union actor. And so I don't mislead people. I don't tell them they were doing big union productions when I'm not. But that's always been my story. I've always been honest. But now I can't find any collaborators. No one's interested. But what this young woman said, and it opened my eyes, she said, it's probably because of the internet. And I hadn't even thought of that. You can do so much. If you want to be in this business, you can do so much on the internet by yourself, with all the social media, with all the YouTube, with all the other social media that I haven't even investigated, where people actually make money. I haven't even investigated those because I'm not interested. I can't do all the platforms. I want to focus on YouTube, and that's where my energy goes. But she said it's probably the internet, because people have so many opportunities now, and those opportunities did not exist when I started. So that was the answer. That was the missing piece. That's why I couldn't find anybody to collaborate with, because all the people who want to collaborate or who used to collaborate, they don't need to collaborate anymore. They can do anything they want on their own. And a lot of people are successful on their own, here on YouTube, Instagram, whatever the social media platform is that pays. There are a lot of people making money and having a way to get their work shown, and don't have to deal with the gatekeepers. They don't even have to ever see the gatekeepers like I had to do. So that was my answer. And I hadn't even thought about that, but that makes sense. So I'm finding people now to collaborate with, and things are moving in the right direction. And again, I'm going to continue to work on the comedy here on YouTube and bring it to you guys. So again, check out my channel. You'll see it in the link below. Unedited, James Adam Tucker. look me up on the Internet Movie Database. If you type in James Adam Tucker, I'm going to pop up #1 on Google, and you can find out stuff about me, find out that what I'm telling you is real, it's true. I am who I say I am. I don't lie, I don't mislead people, and I'm proud of what I've done. You know, I'm not a millionaire, I'm not a billionaire, as the political ads say, but I do work that I enjoy, and now I've moved here to YouTube, so I don't have to deal with the gatekeepers. Sometimes I'm tempted to do a film for the festivals. Like right now, I've been tempted to try and oh, excuse me. Let me grab a napkin here. Shit. Excuse me. I've been tempted to try to do a pilot, a no-budget pilot for the festivals, and I keep thinking I'm going to do it. I've actually bought some new equipment, and I had been planning to do it for a couple of years, but couldn't get it off the ground. Still can't get it off the ground. I have a number of scripts I've written over the years, would make great pilots, but you know, maybe that ship has sailed, and I'm starting to see the progress here on YouTube, and I have a bad habit of jumping around. I've done that a lot, so I'm kind of trying to force myself to keep focusing on YouTube, try to become monetized, and continue to create content that you guys can watch. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it at that, and I'll join you again. I'm going to try to do, I keep saying I'm going to try to do I'm going to try to do at least 1 or 2 lives every week. So I already hit this one, and I'm happy. And I'm going to use this content, break it up into some little bits for shorts, if some of it was interesting or funny or valuable. And I keep on moving on. I hope the audio wasn't that bad. Again, I should have brought my little clip-on microphone, but I forgot. But I didn't let that stop me. So that's what I'm proud about. I did not let that stop me. Now, I could have said, I don't have my microphone. There's traffic noise over here. It's going to sound terrible. But I decided to soldier on and just open up my voice a little bit. I got a big mouth, so I decided to open it up so you guys can hear me above the traffic. So I'll see you again next time. And please go to my channel, subscribe if you haven't. If you subscribed, go there and watch some of my playlists. Help me get those watch hours. I really appreciate that. That's the only thing I'm missing right now is the watch hours. And I need your help to get those watch hours. Thanks a lot. I'll see you next time.